I have a real problem with internet coaches telling people that you can become a millionaire in a year if you follow their 3-step program. That is absolute.
For someone maybe just starting out that's not quite there yet, what should they be focusing on?
Yeah, good question. The biggest thing is
I could not agree more with everything you just said. Welcome back to Wildly Empowered Women. For someone maybe just starting out that's not quite there yet, what should they be focusing on?
Yeah, good question. The biggest thing is spending less than you earn. The first 4 years of business, and I'm going to rewind here for a second. I have a real problem with all these internet coaches telling people that you can become a millionaire in a year if you follow their 3-step program. That is absolute bullshit. I don't know if we're allowed to swear on here.
Go for it.
It's one, when you are building a business, be prepared to not pay yourself for the first 2 years. And what I mean by that is your business expenses are going to be as much or more than your business income. It's just factual information. If you are actually able to pay yourself in those first 2 years, you are killing it. And you are the 5% of businesses that is actually able to turn a profit in year 1 and 2. So if you're in year 1 and 2 and you're like, oh my God, this is taking forever. When am I ever going to see the light of day again? Just know that if you're feeling this, you are still on the right track. You keep going. You are on the right track. Year 3 is when people start to break even, which means your income and your expenses are starting to match. And then you start to create this tipping point where all of a sudden your income starts superseding your expenses. So going above your expenses. And that's when people get excited. That's when they blow a bunch of money on a $20,000 mastermind. They go on a $15,000 holiday. They buy a new car. They do all these things because for the first time in 3 years, they are earning good money. And this is the biggest mistake that I see people make in the early stages of their business, is going way above their means as soon as they hit that sort of quote unquote jackpot in their business and see that page turning, right? So the number one thing that you can do is riding that out, reinvesting some of that money back into yourself or into some sort of cash buffer account that you know that you might have a $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 month or quarter, and you're like, yes, that's going to be every quarter from now on. But we know that that's not how business works. And the next 3 months, you might have zero income. So you need to prepare yourself for those months, and you need to be patient with the process of starting your business and getting yourself organized financially. Don't quit your day job too early. Just because you've had a big month or out-earned your salary job doesn't mean that that's going to happen month after month after month. What I like to say is wait until you've had consistent 12 months consecutively of the same or higher income before you make a large decision like quitting your job. Because you might have 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, and then all of a sudden you have 3, 2, 1, 1,500, 2,000, 10,000, 10,000. So over that 12-month period, you might be like, oh, the first 5 months of the year, I hit 10,000. I'm good. I can quit my job. But then as soon as you quit your job, it drops down to 1,500 because the seasons could be anything, right? Could be a recession, could be anything. So we want to say at least 12 months of consistent income before you make any big decisions about what to do with your steady income. Then once you do start having that more consistent income within your business, start to practice putting some aside to pay yourself, right? Because you obviously got to pay your business expenses first to keep your business going. Then anything on top of that, you're going to pay yourself. If you're paying yourself too early, then all of a sudden your expenses are going on your credit card. And then you're like, crap, now I paid myself. I spent the money in my personal life. And now I've got all these expenses within my business. Maybe you've got a $10,000 website upgrade or whatever. Where's that money going to come from? Right? You got to keep some money in your business to be able to reinvest back into the business to then grow it in future. whatever that number is, whatever that multiple is, will depend on what kind of business you have. But the biggest takeaway, if you hear anything from this, is every single entrepreneur that I have A, worked with, or B, interviewed on my podcast, and I've got about 80 episodes on my own podcast, every single one of them said that they did not start earning quote unquote good money until after their 4th year in business. So if you are in that 1 to 4 years, you are on that initial entrepreneur roller coaster. The most important thing that you can do in your business and your finances is be consistent. Just stop letting, Sally's review on your Google page get you down. Stop letting that negative comment on your social media post make you feel like all of a sudden you can't do this, or that 3 months in a row of virtually no income. That happens to every single one of us, whether you are a product-based business, an online-based business, a bricks and mortar business, a hair salon. Every single month will look different for the first 4 years, but it's the consistency of all of those building blocks and the learning that you go throughout that time period that will have a compounding effect that in year 5, if you can last those first 4 years, I guarantee you year 5 will be a fruitful year for you.
I am sitting on my yoga ball here, 38 weeks pregnant, so I don't sit on chairs anymore, and I'm almost giving myself whiplash nodding at what you're saying, because I could not agree more with everything you just said.